Morning, everybody. It's Thursday, April 30th, last day of April. Tomorrow will be the first day of May. So, since April showers bring May flowers, I'm out in this flowery field. Whew! Hope my allergies don't get too bad out here by breathing all the pollen in. Beautiful field, though. I'm going to have to mow this later. It's going to take a long time to mow all this with my lawnmower. And there's a tree way back there you can see. One tree. It's regular size. It just looks tiny because it's so far away. So we're going to be on Math Speed Drill 110, number 4, the last speed drill on the page. So go ahead and do that when you're ready. And then we'll take out page 300, finally getting into the 300s in our math. Oh man, I got my stuff in my throat today. I have some water, but number 1, on 300. Sophia has two $1, 3 quarters, and 1 nickel. How much money does she have? Well, so if she has two $1, that means she has 2 in the dollars. So on our line there, we're going to need to put a dollar sign first, and then a 2, because that's how many dollars we have, and then a dot. Now we have to figure out how much change she has, how many coins. So she has 3 quarters and 1 nickel, so we've got to count by 25s, if you remember how to do that. 25, 50, 75. And then 1 nickel more, so we count by 5s, 75, 80. 25, 50, 75, 80. If we were just counting by quarters, we do it like this. 25, 50, 75, $1, $1.25, $1.50, $1.75, $2. $2.25, $2.50, $2.75, $2.75, $3. And the pattern keeps repeating, but today we're only counting 3 quarters. So 25, 50, 75, and then 1 nickel makes 80. So our answer to the first one is $2.80, because she had $2 bills, 3 quarters, and 1 nickel. Now the next part, we're going to need our workspace for. On your paper there you see a workspace. We're going to need our workspace for that. If she buys a candy bar for 95 cents, how much change will she get back? Well, we have to do a takeaway to find the change, because the change is the difference. So in your workspace, on top, put $2.80. Now we're going to take away 95 cents. Now, whoa, I think these flowers really are getting my allergies going. So $2.80 on top, that's how much money she had. And she's going to spend 95 cents. Now it's very important how you set this up. The 95 should be right under the 80, because we're only talking about the cents here. So $2, 280, and then right under that, underneath the 80 is 95. So 2.80, then .95. Now, we're going to take away to figure out how much money she gets back. Well, you can see, if you have it lined up properly, that 0 take away 5 can't do it. So don't even try. So we have to borrow from our 8 and make it that's right, a 7. Make it a 7, drop the 1 down that we borrowed beside the 0, and now we have 10 take away 5. Can 10 take away 5? It sure can. Go ahead and do that. Next we have 7 take away 9. Guess what? Another one we can't do. So guess what? We got to borrow again. So we have to borrow from the 2 and make it a 1, and put the new 1 that we borrowed beside the 7. So now we have 17 take away 9. So go ahead and figure out 17 take away 9. Put that down. And then drop your 1 down for your dollars. Don't forget your dot and your dollar sign. That's your label. And then put your answer over underneath the line for number 1. Don't forget your dollar sign and dot in your answer too. Okay, number 2. Marco wants to buy a walking stick that costs $10.28. He has a $5 bill, 5 $1 bills, 2 quarters, 2 dimes, and 3 nickels. Well, let's figure out our dollars first. He has 1 $5 bill and 5 $1 bills. So 1 $5 bill and five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, five $1 bills. Together he has $10. So there's our there's our dollars. So in the first line, where it says how much money does he have, put $10. That's how many dollars he has. We don't know the cents yet, so just put the 10 in the dot. We're going to figure out the cents together next. He has 2 quarters, 2 dimes, 3 nickels. So if he has 2 quarters, we got to count by quarters again. 25, 50. So that's how much he has so far. He has 2 dimes. Now we got to count by tens. So we have 50. Now we got to count by tens. 60, 70. So that's how much he has so far, 70. And he has 3 nickels. Now we got to count by fives instead of tens. 75, 80, 85. So 85 goes on the cent side. That means his money is $10.85. That goes on the first line. Now, the next question says, does he have enough money to buy the walking stick? Well, we have to compare the two numbers. He has $10.85. The walking stick costs $10.28. It says so in the top row. Is $10.85 more than $10.28? Yes, it is. He does have enough. So yes, Marco does have enough money to buy the walking stick. I think they're talking about the kind that you hike with, not the kind that's an insect, although the insect ones are pretty cool. How much change will he get back? And now is where we use our workspace once again. So in the workspace, the top number, $10.85, that's the number that Marco has. That's how much he has. And we're going to take away $10.28. Make sure your columns are lined up. The cents, the dimes, and the dollars are all lined up. And I want you to take away that, find out how much he will get back. Make sure you have your dollar sign and dot, and put that answer where it says how much change will he get back in the question. You can take as much time as you need to. I will give you a clue on that one though. There's no dollars. His change is only going to be cents left. Alright, number 3. We've done these before lots of times. Write 2 multiplication facts and 2 division facts using these numbers. So you can only use 2, 5, and 10. Just like our plus and minus fact families, here are multiplication and division fact families. So you're going to use 2, 5, and 10. Those are the only numbers you can use. And remember, the divides start with the big number. Same thing for 3, 4, and 12. Those all go together in a multiplication and divide family. Take your time and do those. And also for the divides, the big number is the number they start with for each one. Only for the divides. Alright, take your time and do that. Pause the video if you want to. Flip it over to the back side. Alright, when you're ready, number 1 says write the sums and differences. The first 2 are addition, second 2 are subtraction. Remember your dollar sign and your dot. Very important because all those are money questions. Number 2, write the quotients. Here we're dividing by. The first 4 are sideways divide bys. The second one is the box. The second 4 are the box. 12 divided by 2. Well, when we divide by 2, we chop it in half. Or we count by 2s till we get to the number, which is count by 2s till you get to 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And half of 12 is 6, so we know our answer has to be right. 15 divided by 5. Well, we count by 5s till we get to 15. How many does it take? 40 divided by 5, we're going to count by 5s again till we get to 40. How many does it take? 10 divided by 10, well, count by 10s till you get to 10. How many does it take? Alright, I'll let you do that group on your own. Shouldn't be too easy because we're only divided by 2s, 5s, or 10s, and we're very good with the 2s, 5s, and 10s families by now. Number 3. Write the products. Here we're multiplying. I see some 5 families, 10 family, 0, 1 family, and I see a couple 3 family on the end. 7 times 3 and 8 times 3. So you're going to need to count by 3s for the last 2. That's probably going to be the biggest challenge on that one. But if you're good at counting by 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12, like that, it shouldn't be too hard for you to do 7 times 3 and 8 times 3. Number 4. Use the bar graph to answer the questions. Let's look at the graph first before we get to the questions. Our graph is about campers at Camp Wilderness Family Camp. Going camping. On the left side, you can see how much each box is worth by looking what it's counting by. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So they're counting by tens. So each box is worth 10 people. On the bottom, it tells you what grades went on the camping trip. First, second, third, and fourth. All I can tell right now, second won that one because they have the highest. Way to go, second grade. Now that we looked at our chart, that we know how much the boxes are worth, now we can answer our questions. Which grade had the most campers? Well, look at which line goes up the highest. It's not first, it's not third, it's not fourth. Second line goes up to the highest, goes all the way up to 50. So second graders had the most campers. So you can put second grade in that one. Letter B. Which grades had the same number of campers? Well, look at where the boxes stop. Look which group has the same number of boxes. First has 3, second has 5, third has 4, fourth has 3. So look for the 2 grades that have the same number of boxes colored in and put those 2 grades in the answer for B because they have the same number of campers. Last question on our page. How many campers were in first, second, and third grade all together? So an easy way to do this is count by tens all the first, second, and third grades. We're not going to count the fourth grades because the question didn't say fourth grade. Count by tens the first, second, and third grade rows, how many boxes that are colored in, and put that answer on the line there. I'll give you a clue, it's over 100. Okay, take your time, pause it if you need to, and finish your math work for the day. And when you're ready, let's get out phonics and do that together. Okay, we are on page 291 today. Yes, I do have the right page. We've been working on parts of speech. The parts of speech are things like nouns and verbs and adverbs and adjectives. Those are the parts of speech. You've been learning about them. You've been getting good at them. Man, I got something stuck in my throat and I can't get it out. Number 1, rewrite the sentence, adding an adverb that tells how the action of the verb was done. So we're going to add an adverb to these sentences to make them better sentences. The first one shows us how. Ava sang a song. That doesn't have an adverb in it. Ava sang a song beautifully. Beautifully tells us how she sang. She sang, that's the action, beautifully. That's our adverb. So we get to make up our own adverbs for the rest of the sentences. There are 3 more. And we'll see if we can do those. Liam and John helped. Okay? Liam and John are the subjects. Helped is the verb. But what adverb can we add there? We're going to write the sentence over, and we're going to add an adverb at the end, before the period. How can Liam and John help? Liam and John helped obediently. Liam and John helped happily. Liam and John helped grumpily. Those are adverbs to describe how Liam and John helped. So I want you to use one of mine that I said, or even better, pick out your own. Mia rode her bike. Okay, what adverb can we put in that sentence? We can add it. Now, we don't have to add it at the end of the sentence. We can add it anywhere, really. Mia rode her bike. Mia joyfully rode her bike? Yeah. Mia happily rode her bike? Yeah. Mia wildly rode her bike? Yeah, she's a wild rider, maybe. I don't know. Those are some ideas. Now, the last one I'm not going to give you any ideas for. I want you to think of that one on your own. Our dog barked. So I want you to add an adverb there that tells how the dog barked. Might be a good idea to make sure it has a ly and slowly on the end of it, because then you know it's probably an adverb that fits. So, go ahead and finish number 1, pause it if you need to, and go on to number 2. All right, we're circling and drawing arrows. We've done this a few times before. Should be pretty good at it by now. Read the sentences. Underline the verbs 2 times. Circle the adverbs. Draw a small arrow from the adverb to the verb described. Piece of cake. Christopher carefully carried Grandma's teacup. Well, let's look for the verb first. What's the action that Christopher's doing? Christopher carried. Underline the verb 2 times. We've got to find the action first. That's the verb. Are there any adverbs that tell us how Christopher carried the teacup? Carefully. Circle carefully. That tells us how he carried the teacup. Draw a little arrow from carefully to carried, because carefully tells us how he carried. Grandma took the cup thankfully. Let's look for the action. Grandma, what is she doing? She took. That's the action. She took it. Give me that teacup. No, grandmas don't act like that. Not usually anyways. Unless they haven't had their coffee in the morning. Grandma took the cup. Is there any words that tell us how she took the cup? There sure is. Thankfully. Thankfully is our adverb. Circle that. Then draw an arrow to took, because thankfully tells us how she took it. Now we did 2 together. The last one I'm going to read, and I want you to do it on your own. I want you to find the action of the sentence, the verb, and then find an adverb, circle it, and draw a line to the verb. Christopher and Grandma ate their blueberry muffins and tea happily. I'll read it one more time. Christopher and Grandma ate their blueberry muffins and tea happily. Look for the action, that's the verb, underline it 2 times. Look for the adverb that tells us how Christopher and Grandma ate, and also, after you circle it, draw an arrow to the verb. All right, number 3, when you're ready, write a verb to go with each adverb. Now this time, instead of writing an adverb, we're writing a verb. In part 1, we added adverbs. In part 3, we're going to add verb. Write a verb to go with each verb. Now, loudly is our first adverb. What's an action that can be done loudly? Chewed loudly? Meowed loudly? Meow! Gladly. What's an action that can be done gladly? Served gladly? Obeyed gladly? Cleaned gladly? There's lots of things you could do gladly. And then we have famously and kindly. Famously is kind of a weird one, isn't it? What's an action that can be done famously? You could play famously, I guess. You could act famously. And then kindly, I'll let you figure out your own verb for that one. What's something you could do kindly? You can pause it now, and then we'll do the dictation at the bottom. Today we're doing 2 sentences for dictation. I will do each sentence a couple times, and then I want you to write them down the correct way they should go on the lines. The first sentence, Mac's going to like this one. Can you play baseball? Can you play baseball? Now that sounds like a question sentence. Can you play baseball? Second sentence goes like this. Will you teach me how? That also sounds like a question sentence. Let me read it again. Will you teach me how? Will you teach me how? Okay, go ahead and write those. If you need to hear me say it again, rewind the video just a little bit, and then you'll hear me say it again. And when you're ready, unpause it, and we'll do the back side together. Number 1, add the correct prefix to each word. Now, prefixes are things that go at the beginning of a root word, like un in unbutton, or be in because, or n in enjoy. Prefixes can be taken off, and it's still a word. we're going to use the prefixes un and unbutton and re. Well, re doesn't have a clue word to go with it, but it's still a prefix. Taking the dishes off the table. Is that unmove the dishes or remove the dishes? Open the zipper on my jacket. Does that mean unzip or rezip? Which one is the correct prefix to go in there? Making something usable again. Is that recycle or uncycle? Dad found the front door open. Does that mean the front door was relocked or unlocked? Acting foolishly. Is acting foolishly rewise or unwise? Next part. When the suffix full in wonderful follows a root word, it means full of, like full of something. So if someone is beautiful, they're full of beauty. Or if they're thankful, they're full of thanks. So full means full of. With the suffix less at the end means that when the suffix less follows a root word, it means without. So if you have less at the end, it means you're missing something. Okay? So if a dog was boneless, he had no bones. Add the correct suffix to each word, writing full or less after the root word. Leaving toys all over the floor. Is that careful or careless? Writing a kind note to your teacher. Is that thoughtful or thoughtless? Thanking mom for lunch. Is that thankful or thankless? Heaven will be forever. Is that endful or endless? All right, last part on our page today is antonyms. It says antonyms are words that are very different, sometimes called opposites. Read the word and unscramble the antonyms. The first letter of each word is read. So we're going to write the opposite words on the line, and they have the mixed up word right beside it in parentheses, and they even give you a little cluesy woozy. The first letter is a red letter. So let's do a couple together, and I'll let you do the rest on your own. First word is noisy. The opposite of noisy, well, it has a T, U, I, E, and Q in that word, and it starts with the Q, because the Q is in red. So noisy, noisy, quiet. So quiet uses all those letters, T, U, E, I, Q. We got to mix around quiet until it makes quiet. Those are the letters that we use. Next, neat. The opposite of neat is, well, a word that starts with M and it has a S-Y-S-E in it. Your desk could be neat or your desk could be messy. There you go. Next you're going to do left and always and sweet and open and easy and up. And remember, the red letter is the first letter of the scrambled up word to put in the blank. All right, go ahead and pause the video, take your time and do your phonics, and when you're ready, unpause it and we'll do cursive together. Now, if I could find my cursive book, that is. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. So today's cursive paper is going to be page 54. Oh, we got a kitty today, kitty. Kitty's tangled up in the yarn a little bit. Trace and write. We have ought and caught on the top there, so trace ought and caught. And then where the little red dot is, that's where you start your new ought and caught. We have burr and bride. We're going to trace that. Where that red dot is, we're going to write your own burr and bride. And then we have some sentences here. The naughty kitten caught the ball of blue yarn, period. He ought to bring it back to Ashley. So we have 3 capital letters in that sentence. We have capital T, capital H, capital A. So I'll review those with you on the board. Capital T, capital H, capital A. and then you'll be able to do those sentences down below. And once again, you don't need to do anything for additional practice. If you need the extra room, actually, if you run out of room up here, you can use that extra row for writing these sentences down below. T, H, and A. So let's head up to the handy dandy board. Let's get some lines up here. I'll do a couple of each one so you get a chance to see. So T goes around, down a little and over here, slanty down, and back like that. That's capital T. They do not connect to the next letter. Well, some people do, but you don't have to. Around and down a little and back up, slanty down, and back across. Capital T. H's, if you remember, go around and down, move over a little bit, go down, bounce up, make a loop, like that. I'll make another H for you down the next row. Around and down, move over here, go down, bounce up, and like that. H's can connect to the next letter. So you can use this to connect, like if there's an E next, this will turn into an E like that. And then the last cursive letter, capital cursive letter, is A, which is pretty easy. It's like a small a, only big, like that. Around, up, down, up. So there's our cursive capitals of the day. I hope you're doing well with the new cursive writing pages that we have going on. I think you will. We've done almost a whole year of, well, a school year of cursive writing so far, and you've been doing pretty good. So I think you'll do pretty good with those. All right, let's look over our science and reading, and that'll be our video for the day. Let me grab my science. Yesterday we did taking care of our teeth. Today is clean body and exercise on page 25. Booyah. Keeping clean. Now, part of being healthy is keeping our body clean. All the time germs are trying to get into your body. Sometimes from the things that you touch, sometimes floating through the air, sometimes in dirt, those kind of things. Sometimes when you go to the bathroom, you get things on your hands and you don't mean to. That's why we wash our hands all the time after we use the restroom. So keeping ourselves clean is part of keeping our body healthy. It keeps the germ from getting inside your body. So your skin is like your shield. You know, if you have a cut though, or like places where your mouth is or your eyes are, germs can get into your body through those places. I don't think through your belly button though. That'd be pretty cool though. Anyways, so our skin is kind of like our shield, so we want to keep it clean. This just shows you a picture of a hair going down inside your skin. Your skin has hairs all over it. They're so hard to see sometimes, but if you look especially on your arm, you can probably see them. Maybe even on your legs. Well, you can definitely see it up here, but I'm talking about hair on your regular skin. And it shows you a little bit about the things that are going on underneath the skin there. Pretty cool stuff. It tells you about the oil that your skin produces. Pores are those little tiny holes that are so hard to see. You might be able to see them if you look really close though. And oil can come out of those pores. Alright, so God made your skin in a special way. So take good care of it. We're going up to page 28 today. So there's that, and there's some questions down there about the page before. And here's this page starts enjoying exercise. God made your body to move. Okay, not to be stationary all the time. So move your body. It does keep you healthy. It keeps your blood pumping around. Gives your heart a good workout. Okay, makes your muscles move and gets your muscles strong and healthy. Okay, it keeps your system able to fight off sicknesses. So be active, enjoying exercise. And then there's some questions here about exercise. Now those are just fun questions. I think you don't need to write anything in there. And there's a picture of Mac getting ready to jump into the water. Whee! I love going swimming! And then tomorrow, we start rest and sleep. Alright. Last part. We have all kinds of animals, 180. 180. Baby ostriches. We learned a little bit about ostriches yesterday when you did your reading about ostriches yesterday. Baby ostriches are the bird of the day. So we're going to read up to page 186. Isn't that so nice that some pages you don't have to read it all? It's just no reading. Just look at the picture. That's it. And this page has almost no reading on it. Just a little time at the top. So up to page here's 185. There's one question at the bottom, and on 186, there's some questions about baby ostriches. And then next we have African partners. We'll find out what that's about next time. Okay, guys. I will see you tomorrow. No, I won't. I never see you. You see me, but I don't see you. But someday I'll probably see you again. So, take care, be good obeyers, and we'll be back for doing some lessons tomorrow.